Bebo.
Hi, Bebo.
Oh my god.
I hate everyone, Bebo.
Oh my god. What happened, Bebo? Why are you so angry or sad?
I hate this world. I hate this world we live in.
Let's just talk something else. Let's not talk about whatever you're upset about. What was the last thing you googled, Bebo?
What is everyone Googling? Nepotism, nepotism, nepotism.
Okay, Bebo. Let's take a deep breath. Okay? On the count of 3.
Fine.
1, 2, 3. Feeling better, Bebo?
Yeah, a little bit actually, Bebo. But, Bebo, how do you handle all this? Don't you... Like, how?
Actually, with a pinch of salt, Bebo. Or maybe let's say a scoop of salt.
Yeah, scoop is better, Bebo.
I don't think anyone can take it well, or anyone's gonna be able to take it positively and be all okay with it. At some point it's going to break us, right? So no, not really well at all.
Things that are happening, like especially in Bollywood, and oh my god. It just makes us realize how things are so different from what they actually look like. I mean, we always believe what we see, but it's not actually like that.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the death of Sushant Singh Rajput. It just hit us all so hard, as if, he was one of us, and injustice or nepotism or whatever he was a victim of. It kind of hit us so hard as if we were a part of it, or we could feel what he felt.
Yeah.
And
how do you relate to it, Bebo? Like, you feel a part of it, right? I feel a part of it. Do you also
yeah, I totally feel a part of it, Bebo. It's because there is a factor that completely makes us feel like there is somewhere happened to us. There is a relatability factor.
What? Nepotism? How, Bebo? Star kid or what you are?
Oh. I wish. I so wish. No, it's not about star kid. What I'm trying to say is that we all at some points in our lives have experienced favoritism.
Yeah.
Okay? And now favoritism is no less evil than nepotism.
Agreed.
Okay? It crumbles and crushes you, and probably that is why we're able to relate to this.
Give me an example.
So,
Has it ever happened to you?
because it's happened to all of us. I think
Yeah.
I think those of us who have probably grown up from the scratch, or really struggled through our
Yeah.
any field, whether it's our career or school life, or we've come from whatever backgrounds. I think all of us at some point or the other have fallen victim or prey to this. How? I'll tell you. My one not very fond memory is when I was in school. So I used to be this really smart kid.
I'm sure.
So I used to be this really good in studies, and especially languages were my favorite, and I used to do really well, whether it's Hindi, Arabic, English.
Arabic also, Bebo?
Yeah, I used to get 100 out of 100.
Oh my god, Bebo, Arabic was torture for me. I don't know how you did it. Really.
I by-hearted it most of the time, but still.
Yeah, me too. Bebo, I used to write down the Arabic translation in English, and then I used to read it from the textbook. Did you also do that?
Yeah, but for some words that I didn't understand, I used to transliterate. I used to write the word itself in English.
Yeah.
And then-
I wouldn't understand the whole sentence. I would write the whole sentence in English. Okay,
fine. Sorry,
continue.
coming back.
Sorry.
So I used to be really good. I used to get great, marks and do well and appreciation, all of it. It was going really well. And I remember this was in my most important years of my schooling, like your 9th, 10th, 11th, around those times. Oh, CBSE for the win. So what happened is, there was this one time when I did really well, of course, in my language subject. I was doing so well. I got grades. First term was going very smooth. Unit test, midterm, this, doing really well. Everything was going great. And I had this teacher who was extremely supportive. She was very fond of me. She would try and help me by telling me that you should read this book when you're free, and probably that will help you build your language better. And she always helped me to get better. We come back after a summer vacations or something, and then it's the second term, and suddenly there's this new girl in class.
Whoa.
Who apparently turns out to be the daughter of another teacher in our school.
Okay.
So now this teacher of mine and that teacher are both friends.
Okay.
They used to, spend a lot of time. Like, when you used to have those free time and teachers used to be like, and between classes, this is one teacher who will come and talk to your teacher for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Just make some remarks and just leave. I started noticing that they were really friendly. And then suddenly the limelight goes to this new girl. Let's call her A. Okay, so this A gets all the attention, all the limelight, and suddenly she gets recognized. Of course, she was smart. She did well in her language, whatever subject she did. She was really well. She was learning. She was attentive in class. She was smart. What happened was suddenly I became like the slightly dumber student. And suddenly I was compared, and suddenly my marks went down, and I wasn't doing that great.
So sad, Bebo.
Yeah, and you're in your teens that time.
Yeah.
These things hit you so hard.
Yeah, actually.
I used to try and bunk school. I used to somehow it just upset me, and I was like, how is it possible that suddenly my marks are low? And imagine the pressure at home. Like your parents start wondering, suddenly how come she's getting such low marks? And Indian parents, so suddenly why not studying? Why? And we didn't even have mobile phones that time. Thank God for that.
We didn't.
No, it was a time when it started.
Yeah, it started.
They were like, okay, you get good marks in 10th both, then we'll get you Nokia.
Correct.
You remember? It was those times. It wasn't very pleasant for me. And then I was so upset this one time after a test in the class. I took her paper.
The A's paper.
The A's answer sheet, my answer sheet, compared every answer. See, it's difficult to compare language answer because you're writing stories.
My
and
God,
essays.
you did all this as a kid? Like as a teenager?
I was heartbroken.
Yeah.
This was one thing I took pride in.
Okay.
This was one thing that I was like...
Yeah, because you had to prove yourself, right?
Yeah, and imagine, Bebo, I was checking her answer. And trust me, I wouldn't say it was bad, but it was mediocre. When I compared and I went to my teacher and I'm like, ma'am, I don't see why I did not get 6 marks here. And she would be like, you did not explain or comprehend it better. You should try next time.
Really?
Yeah, Bebo, and still I used to self-doubt. I was like, no, maybe it's me. It's me. And then came boards. A few months later, the board's results come out, and I topped the entire school.
Whoa, Bebo!
In that particular subject where I was taught.
How much did you get, Bebo?
Bebo, I got 96.5.
Oh my God.
In CBSE, for a language, to get anything above 95 is pretty good.
Know. That's amazing, Bebo.
When the whole world was crying for your math mark, I was busy crying for my language marks. I was more worried that, oh my God, how is this going to pan out? Oh, will I be okay? Because, it's that one thing that affected me so bad.
Yeah. How much did the A get? I need to know.
83.
A got 83?
On your face, 83. A. Okay, so the point was, it's not even her fault, right? It's not even A's fault.
Correct.
What happened there was there was this unhealthy competition built because of favoritism. And I had the urge to go to school and probably show off to the teacher and say that, oh, you know what, ma'am, you should see how much I got, and you should see now you should compare our marks. This one time you should compare our marks. Yeah. And Bebo, you won't believe me, I learned one of the nicest lessons that day. When I went and told my mom that I want to go to school, I want to meet my teacher and show her the paper, my mom was like, you know what, it's when you grow is when you have to be extremely humble.
Yeah,
so
true.
She said, give your teacher a call and thank her for what she's trained you or taught you. I called this teacher and I'm like, hi ma'am. She's like, yes, how much did you get?
Oh.
And I was like, ma'am, 96.5.
She wasn't happy, right?
Bebo, what would you say if I told you that?
I'd be like, wow, congratulations, that's an amazing score. So difficult to get that. I'm so proud of you.
My teacher said, oh. This is one major episode that kind of makes me realize that favoritism is kind of like nepotism.
Yeah,
and it has such a bad effect. Imagine it's been quite some time and I'm still carrying that little, there's something that pricks me even today when I talk about it. So, Bebo, of course, you would have also had something similar, right?
Bebo,
sometime.
Actually, yeah, when you were talking about your incident, I was thinking about something that happened at work with me. I never realized till it was very late that it was favoritism. You know what happened with me? It was with my ex company. I joined at a very junior role, and then later on I moved to be a senior and all of that. And I was very hardworking.
Go girl!
You know, I'm like 100% with my work, and I
Right.
used to give my full heart and dedication. And nothing would usually come in between. It was all going well until one day, I don't know, I wasn't getting that much appreciation, but then I was still working. I mean, the work was the same, but I don't know, people stopped appreciating me. Sorry, Bebo, I'm getting
Cuteness.
carried away.
Cuteness.
People stopped appreciating me.
That's right.
Okay, and then I'm like, okay, what is happening? And then my reviews weren't going too well, but my work was still the same, my dedication was still the same, everything was the same. And
So it's the same late nights.
yeah, late nights, Bebo, like imagine that. Bebo, I suddenly realized that there was this group being formed, and it was being formed for a very long time, and I never realized that until I felt the fear of losing my job, and I actually was kicked out from the job because there was a certain group being formed around me, and it was a male oriented group. And I don't know why their work was preferred more than mine, because I had the experience in the same firm, and these guys just came from outside and joined the firm, and
Wow.
so I was cornered and I was eventually kicked out.
That's hard. That's hard.
So now I know, Bebo, like I think I understand how I'm able to relate to it also, because yeah, it is actually favoritism. Favoritism
Exactly.
is what applies to us.
It's no less than nepotism. It's almost the same,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Like
almost the
you're,
same,
if you're
exactly.
like the daughter of the CEO,
Yeah,
suddenly you're the favorite.
yeah, exactly.
How? Why?
Why?
Like, what merit do you get?
You just don't get appreciated for the work that you do. And you know, some people take that for granted.
You know, like it's very often that sometimes we just miss out on minute details,
Yeah.
but it can affect people so badly that they might not rise again. Imagine we overcame this, okay?
Yeah.
Like
Thankfully.
today you're doing much better. You're in a much better position, and I
Yeah.
am way past what happened,
Yeah.
and I am actually still excelling in that subject.
Yeah.
And I learn every day a little more, and it makes me very proud and happy that I was able to, let go of that incident. But not many people might be able to do.
Tell me, when will this end? Like, is there going to be an end to this? Or because it's really bad, right? That these things happen. Like, are we going to see the end to this?
Bebo, I have put in a lot of thought. Of course, right, when you sit down, sometimes these things keep running in your head.
Yeah.
I personally think this can end only if we bring in change within ourselves.
But it's happening with us. How can we be the change? It has to be.
So see, okay, let me give you another example.
Yeah.
So,
please.
for example, Bebo, now you're at your office and I work with you, and also you have another stranger that works with you, and both of us are in dire need of recommendation and training from you at our workplace. It could be something as small as a letter of appreciation, recommendation, or anything, like something, a good review or something. But you could give it to either one of us only. Who would you pick, Bebo?
Bebo, obviously I would pick you. It's your people.
But that's favoritism, Bebo.
Oh my god. That's so deep, Bebo.
So, I mean, it's very normal.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
from having a favorite at your, let's say, childhood grocery shop, you have this favorite grocery uncle, or you have this favorite friend when you're in a group, or you have this favorite colleague who's probably a little more friendly and closer than the rest of them. You could have a favorite everywhere, okay? And there's no harm in having a favorite. But I think the issue is when you start showing favoritism, which means you prefer this person over everyone else just because you like them a little more.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy. Like, keep favoritism. Maybe you take that person home and give them the leg piece. Like, do that favoritism, but not at
not
work,
with
or not
work, yeah.
in an environment where there are other people involved.
Yeah. Because I think in some way the other guy will be demotivated, right? If you favor another person.
And even if I was deserving and you gave it to me, you would have got backlashed where people will be like, just because she is your friend,
Yeah,
or just because
exactly.
you know her, just because you're best friends, whatever the reason may be. That's the time when you have to still stick your grounds, because according to you, you did the right thing because I was deserving. you gave me whatever you did.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's that you have to probably be very stern, you have to be firm in what you decide, and you have to be fair in what you decide.
It makes a lot of sense, Bebo, because I think it's going to change everything. I mean, if we do it by ourselves, like imagine if I would give you a reasoning that okay, this is your, it's like I will tell you what are your downfalls, what are your good points, and then you will work on those things.
Exactly.
I can't just say okay, Bebo, take it, take the good review. No, I can't do that. And
but
the
that's
other
what
person,
we all do.
yeah, I know.
And we don't
That's what-
realize that there is someone else being hurt in the process.
Exactly.
And sometimes just to get back at somebody else, oh, you did this to me that time, now I'll show you.
Yeah,
All these
no.
things, if once we start getting fairer to our decisions and we are like we are just to ourselves and we are like, no, I'm going to do what is right, I think that will be the first step
Yeah.
to...
Be the change and see the change.
You feel better?
Yeah, now I feel so much better.
Aww. On that note,
On that note,
leave us a comment
leave us a comment.
if you've had such incidents too where you've fallen victim to favoritism.
Yes. And tell us how you came out of it. And
Don't forget to...
like, share, subscribe.
Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon.
Ding dong.
Bye!